What if everything you've been told about reality is a carefully constructed illusion? Have you ever felt like a puppet, dancing to the tune of forces you can't see, trapped in a world not of your own making? Ancient secrets, whispered down through millennia, hint at a reality far more malleable, a potential locked within you, waiting to be unleashed. These secrets are said to be enshrined within the Emerald Tablets, texts attributed to the enigmatic figure of Thoth, a being often associated with ancient Egypt, Hermeticism, alchemy, and wisdom traditions stretching back to antediluvian times. The Emerald Tablets are not merely historical artifacts. They are purported to be a repository of universal laws, a guide to mastering reality itself. This knowledge, however, has been largely hidden, reserved for initiates, and guarded by mystery schools throughout the ages. But what if these ancient texts can give us practical understanding of not just our world, but our consciousness? The truth is, most people navigate life completely unaware of the fundamental laws governing reality, oblivious to the immense power they wield. Blinded by the illusion, humanity stumbles through existence, buffeted by external forces, never realizing their innate capacity to shape their world. This ignorance is no accident. It's a carefully crafted prison designed to keep you from realizing your true potential, from understanding the very fabric of existence. But there is a way out. The Emerald Tablets offer a framework for understanding these hidden laws and consciously shaping your reality, providing the keys to unlock your dormant abilities and create a life of purpose and abundance. By mastering the principles enshrined within these ancient texts, you can transcend the limitations of the physical world and become the architect of your own destiny. The transformative potential is immense, offering a path to self-mastery and a profound understanding of the universe. In this video, we'll uncover the secrets held within the Emerald Tablets, revealing how they can be used to bend reality to your will and the surprising impact it can have. We will delve into the history of the tablets, explore the identity of Thoth, and decode several key principles for reality bending, linking them to modern scientific concepts such as quantum physics. By the end of this video, you'll have a foundational understanding of the Emerald Tablets and actionable steps to begin applying their wisdom. So, let's embark on this journey and unlock the secrets of the Emerald Tablets. What if the reality you experience every day is not a fixed, immutable truth, but rather a fluid, ever-changing projection of your own consciousness? What if the solid world around you, the seemingly unyielding laws of physics, are merely manifestations of a shared dream, a collective thought form that we all participate in creating? The implications of this are staggering. For centuries, we've been taught to believe that our senses provide an accurate and complete picture of the world, that what we see, hear, and touch is the ultimate reality. But what if our senses are merely filters, limiting our perception to a narrow band of frequencies, blinding us to the true nature of existence? What if there's a hidden power within you, a capacity to directly influence this reality through your thoughts, beliefs, and intentions in ways you never imagined possible? The Emerald Tablets whisper of such a potential, a power waiting to be awakened. This radical idea resonates deeply with the Hermetic principle of mentalism. The all is mind. The universe is mental. This doesn't suggest that the universe is imaginary or unreal. Instead, it proposes that its fundamental nature is mental, that consciousness is the bedrock upon which all of existence is built. Think of it like this. A computer program is made of code, but the experience of using the program feels very real. Similarly, the universe, while seemingly physical, is fundamentally rooted in consciousness. Imagine the Emerald Tablets describing the universe as a thought form emanating from a divine source, a cosmic mind projecting its awareness into existence. Each of us, as fragments of this cosmic mind, possesses the ability to shape and influence this thought form to co-create our reality. This concept finds a surprising echo in quantum physics. Consider the observer effect, where the very act of observation influences the behavior of subatomic particles. The act of looking changes the observed, implying that consciousness plays a crucial role in shaping reality at the quantum level. Ancient mystery schools, such as the Pythagoreans and the Gnostics, understood this principle and taught their initiates techniques for reality bending. They believed that by mastering their minds and aligning their consciousness with the divine, they could transcend the limitations of the physical world and manifest their desires. These schools held secret ceremonies to prove to their initiates the potential of mastering their thoughts and beliefs. They would teach that the physical realm is just one aspect of the totality of existence, and that altering it was an advanced use of mind and intention. Now, how can this understanding empower you to take control of your life and consciously shape your personal reality? The key is recognizing that your beliefs, expectations, and emotional states act as powerful filters that shape your perception of the world. If you believe you are limited, unworthy, or incapable, that belief will be reflected in your experience. You will see the world through a lens of scarcity and limitation, attracting circumstances that reinforce those beliefs. But here's the thing, you can change those filters. You can reprogram your mind, rewrite your story, and create a new reality for yourself. Practical techniques such as visualization, affirmations, and meditation can help you shift your beliefs and emotional states, aligning your consciousness with the reality you desire. Visualization allows you to create a mental blueprint of your desired outcome, impressing it upon your subconscious mind. Affirmations are positive statements that reinforce your new beliefs, gradually replacing limiting thoughts with empowering ones. Meditation allows you to quiet the mind, access deeper levels of consciousness, and connect with your inner power. Consider the story of Sarah, a woman who had struggled with chronic illness for years. Doctors told her there was no cure, and she resigned herself to a life of pain and suffering. But after discovering the teachings of the Emerald Tablets, she began to question her beliefs about her illness. She started visualizing herself as healthy and vibrant, affirming her body's natural ability to heal, and meditating to connect with her inner source of strength. Slowly, but surely, her health began to improve. Eventually, she made a full recovery, defying the expectations of her doctors and demonstrating the power of consciousness to heal the body. But here's a crucial point. This is not about wishful thinking or blindly hoping for the best. It's about consciously aligning your consciousness with the underlying principles of the universe, understanding that you are a co-creator of your reality and taking responsibility for your thoughts, beliefs, and actions. It requires discipline, focus, and an unwavering commitment to transforming your inner world. So, we've established that reality may not be as fixed as we think, and that our minds can have a profound effect on our experience. But if reality is a mental construct, how does it actually manifest? What's the mechanism that translates our thoughts into physical form? The Emerald Tablets hold another key, another piece of the puzzle that can unlock even greater levels of understanding and mastery. The answer lies in the law of vibration. Each thought, each emotion, each belief is a vibration that you are sending out into the universe, attracting corresponding vibrations in return. In the upcoming section, we'll explore how everything in the universe, from the smallest atom to the largest galaxy, vibrates at a specific frequency, and how you can consciously raise your own vibration to attract positive experiences, manifest your desires, and create a life of abundance and joy. But there is even more to the story. As we dive deeper into the secrets of the Emerald Tablets, we will uncover the true nature of reality itself and explore how Thoth was able to access this profound knowledge, changing the trajectory of humanity. What if the invisible force that shapes your destiny isn't fate, but rather a subtle energy that you can consciously control? What if the key to unlocking your dreams lies not in endless striving, but in mastering the art of vibration? The implications of this are profound, suggesting that the world around you is less solid and more like a malleable field of energy, responding to the frequencies you broadcast. For centuries, we've been told that thoughts are just fleeting mental events, abstract ideas with no tangible impact on the physical world. But what if thoughts are actually energetic vibrations, subtle yet powerful forces that ripple through the fabric of reality, attracting corresponding experiences into your life? What if you could learn to harness the power of these vibrations, consciously shaping your thoughts and emotions to manifest your deepest desires? The Emerald Tablets whisper of such a power, a hidden ability to fine-tune your vibrational state and orchestrate your reality. Could changing your vibration influence the quantum field? The Emerald Tablets offer a perspective that subtly hints that vibration is the key by which mentalism is achieved. But how does this work? Everything in the universe, from the smallest subatomic particle to the largest galaxy, is in constant motion, vibrating at a specific frequency. This isn't just esoteric speculation. It's a fundamental principle of physics. For example, every object has a resonant frequency, the frequency at which it vibrates most easily. Think of a wine glass shattering when exposed to a specific musical note. That note is the glass's resonant frequency. In other words, energy transfers at frequencies that match the target. Consider cymatics, the study of how sound waves affect matter. When sand is sprinkled on a metal plate and exposed to different frequencies, it forms intricate geometric patterns. This demonstrates the power of vibration to shape physical form. Light, too, is a form of electromagnetic vibration, and its frequency determines its color. Is it possible that our thoughts, as energetic vibrations, can similarly influence the world around us, shaping our experiences and attracting specific outcomes? Esoteric traditions have long recognized the power of vibration. Mantras, chants, and sacred music are used to influence energy, create specific effects, and induce altered states of consciousness. Think of the Tibetan singing bowls, whose resonant frequencies are said to promote healing and relaxation. Or consider the power of chanting Om, a sound believed to resonate with the vibration of the universe itself. But is there evidence outside of ancient tradition? Imagine the Emerald Tablets describing the universe as a symphony of vibrations, a cosmic orchestra playing out an infinite variety of melodies. The tablets might have suggested that the key to mastering reality lies in understanding the laws of harmony and resonance, learning to align your personal vibration with the frequencies of abundance, love, and joy. Nikola Tesla famously said, "If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." Could Thoth have possessed such a profound understanding of vibration that it granted him extraordinary abilities, allowing him to transcend the limitations of time and space? So, how can you consciously raise your vibration and attract positive experiences into your life? The key is to become aware of the thoughts, emotions, and beliefs that dominate your consciousness, identifying those that lower your vibration and replacing them with those that uplift you. Practical techniques such as meditation, affirmations, and gratitude practices can be incredibly powerful tools. Meditation allows you to quiet the mind and connect with your inner source of peace and joy, raising your baseline vibrational frequency. Affirmations are positive statements that reinforce empowering beliefs, gradually replacing limiting thoughts with those that align with your desired reality. Gratitude practices, such as keeping a gratitude journal or simply taking time each day to appreciate the good things in your life, can shift your focus from lack to abundance, attracting even more positive experiences. It's also crucial to surround yourself with positive influences, uplifting people, beautiful environments, and inspiring information. Avoid negative news, toxic relationships, and stressful situations that can drain your energy and lower your vibration. Remember, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Who are you surrounding yourself with? But here's the thing. It's not about suppressing negative emotions or pretending that everything is always perfect. It's about learning to observe your emotions without judgment, allowing yourself to feel them fully, and then consciously choosing to transmute them into higher vibrational states. Think of it like alchemy, turning lead into gold. When you feel anger, sadness, or fear, acknowledge it, understand its source, and then consciously choose to focus on love, forgiveness, and compassion. You must be the observer, not the reactor. By responding instead of reacting, you can observe the vibration without allowing it to consume you. Consider the story of a man named David, who was struggling with financial hardship. He lost his job, his savings were dwindling, and he felt overwhelmed by fear and despair. But after learning about the law of vibration, he decided to take control of his thoughts and emotions. He started meditating daily, visualizing himself as financially secure and affirming his ability to attract abundance. He also began practicing gratitude, focusing on the things he already had, rather than dwelling on what he lacked. Slowly but surely, his circumstances began to change. He landed a new job, received unexpected financial assistance, and eventually turned his financial situation around. Could Thoth have had such a high vibration that he lived for millennia, mastering the art of conscious creation and transcending the limitations of the physical world? Was Thoth vibrating at a different frequency? So, we've seen how our thoughts create vibrations, and by altering our vibrations, we can change our reality. But how do we know what vibrations to cultivate? Is there a universal map that guides us, revealing the secrets of the cosmos and our place within it? The emerald tablets reveal the law of correspondence. As above, so below. This means that the universe is a fractal, and the same patterns exist on all scales, from the smallest atom to the largest galaxy. We'll explore how understanding the macrocosm, the universe, can help us influence the microcosm, our personal reality, unlocking the secrets of conscious creation. Perhaps this law was also used by Thoth to understand the world, and may have been the reason he was able to obtain the secrets within the tablets, hinting that this law could unlock the suppression of esoteric knowledge. What if the universe isn't a collection of separate objects, but a single, interconnected web, where every part reflects the whole? What if your life, with all its joys and struggles, is a miniature version of this vast cosmic dance, a fractal pattern echoing across existence? The implications of this are staggering, suggesting that by understanding the laws that govern the universe, you can gain profound insight into your own life and consciously shape your reality. This core concept is known as the law of correspondence, the idea that as above, so below, as below, so above. It's a Rosetta Stone for understanding the universe, revealing that the same patterns are repeated at all scales, from the quantum realm to the cosmic web. What if your personal life is not a contained bubble, separate from the rest of the universe, but a direct reflection of universal laws and energies playing out on a smaller stage? Think of it like a drop of water reflecting the entire sky. By understanding the drop, can you understand the sky? By extension, can you learn to change it? The law of correspondence isn't a New Age invention. Its roots trace back to ancient Hermeticism, a philosophical and spiritual tradition attributed to Hermes Trismegistus, a legendary figure believed to be a contemporary of Moses. The law of correspondence is one of the 7 Hermetic principles, fundamental tenets that govern the universe. Esoteric traditions consider it the most important of the principles. These principles were not just abstract philosophical ideas, but practical tools for understanding and navigating reality. The law of correspondence plays a central role in alchemy, the ancient art of transformation. Alchemy is often misunderstood as simply trying to turn lead into gold. In reality, this was a metaphor for transforming your inner world, transmuting base emotions and limiting beliefs into higher states of consciousness. The alchemists believed that by mastering the principles of alchemy, they could achieve spiritual enlightenment and even physical immortality. Imagine the emerald tablets describing this transmutation of consciousness as a process of aligning your inner vibration with the higher frequencies of the universe. What if Thoth's emerald tablet were literally just a philosopher's stone? But here's the thing. The law of correspondence isn't just an ancient concept. It's also echoed in modern science. Consider fractals, mathematical patterns that repeat themselves at different scales. You see them everywhere in nature, from the branching of trees to the jagged edges of coastlines and the intricate patterns of snowflakes. Chaos theory, with its concept of the butterfly effect, illustrates how small changes in one part of a system can have enormous consequences in another. Even holographic universe theory, which suggests that our entire universe is a projection from a two-dimensional surface, reflects the law of correspondence. These scientific concepts are modern echoes of the ancient wisdom, glimpses into the interconnectedness of all things. What does it mean that science is just catching up to the lessons of the past? Consider Thoth's mastery of this principle. Hypothetical Emerald Tablet passages describe Thoth connecting the stars to humanity. The Emerald Tablets could have described Thoth's capability to tap into this connection and use it to influence both the heavens and earth. Was Thoth a human? Was he something else? Why has this law been present throughout time? Is it a fundamental force of the universe? Is it possible that it is so fundamental it is simply beyond our comprehension? The law of correspondence provides a framework for understanding the relationship between your inner world, thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and your outer reality, experiences, circumstances. Your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs act as a lens through which you perceive and interact with the world. If your lens is clouded by negativity, fear, and limiting beliefs, you will experience a distorted and limited reality. Conversely, if your lens is clear and focused, you will perceive a world of abundance, opportunity, and joy. Aligning your microcosm with the macrocosm means consciously shaping your inner world to reflect the positive qualities you wish to experience in your outer world. How would you change your perspective if you knew you were just a drop in the bucket? So, how can you apply this knowledge in your own life? The key is to consciously align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with the universal principles of growth, abundance, and harmony. Here are a few practical techniques. Intention setting. Align your goals with universal principles of growth and abundance. Instead of focusing on what you lack, focus on what you want to create, visualizing the positive outcome and feeling the emotions associated with it. Is your intention helping or hurting? Emotional harmony. Cultivate inner peace and balance to resonate with positive universal energies. Practice meditation, mindfulness, and other techniques to quiet your mind and connect with your inner source of peace and joy. What happens to your vibration when you are at peace? Belief transformation. Identify and replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones that reflect the true potential of the universe. Challenge negative thoughts and replace them with positive affirmations. If you can change your beliefs, can you change the universe? Imagine a woman named Sarah who felt stuck in a dead-end job and yearned to start her own business. After learning about the law of correspondence, she began to consciously align her thoughts, feelings, and actions with her desired outcome. She started visualizing herself as a successful entrepreneur, feeling the joy and excitement of running her own company. She also began taking small steps each day to move closer to her goal, such as researching her market, creating a business plan, and networking with other entrepreneurs. Despite facing challenges and setbacks, Sarah remained focused on her vision and continued to take action. Eventually, her dream became a reality. But here's the thing. True transformation requires understanding the ethical implications of reality bending and acting in accordance with universal harmony. You must respect the free will of others and avoid manipulating or controlling them for your own benefit. Use your power wisely and ethically, always striving to create a positive impact on the world. You must act to contribute to the positive vibration of the world to see positive returns. So, we've explored the law of correspondence, seeing how the microcosm reflects the macrocosm and how understanding it and vibration is the key to changing your reality. But what lies beyond our perceived reality? Are there other dimensions or planes of existence that influence our own? And who was Thoth? Is it possible Thoth had a grasp on the law of correspondence and that allowed him to hide the other dimensions? Imagine our reality is just one layer of a multi-dimensional universe. What if the Emerald Tablets say about navigating these dimensions? We'll delve into the secrets of accessing these hidden dimensions, exploring advanced techniques for reality bending, and explore the idea of who Thoth truly was. But there's more to the story. The knowledge of these dimensions and of Thoth has been suppressed for centuries. Why? What implications does the suppression of Thoth's identity have on the world? Is someone hiding the knowledge of Thoth? What if the reality you perceive is just a sliver of a much grander, multi-dimensional existence? What if your consciousness has the inherent ability to tap into these unseen realms, and the Emerald Tablets hold the keys to unlocking this potential? The implications are staggering, suggesting that by mastering the principles within these ancient texts, you can transcend the limitations of your physical senses and access hidden knowledge, heightened awareness, and ultimately, the ability to shape your reality in ways you never thought possible. This core concept revolves around the existence of higher dimensions, not just as spatial locations out there, but as distinct states of consciousness that exist beyond our everyday perception. We are often conditioned to believe that our five senses provide a complete and accurate picture of reality, but what if that's a carefully constructed illusion? What if our senses are actually filters, limiting our awareness to a narrow band of frequencies within a vast spectrum of experience? The Emerald Tablets hint at the idea that these higher dimensions are not separate from us, but rather interwoven with our own reality, accessible through specific states of consciousness. Imagine your consciousness as a radio receiver, capable of tuning into different stations, each representing a different dimension of reality. The Emerald Tablets provide the tuning instructions. To truly grasp this, consider the mind-bending concept of the holographic universe theory. This theory proposes that our seemingly three-dimensional reality is actually a projection from a higher dimensional surface, much like a hologram. Think of it like this. A hologram appears to be a 3D object, but it's actually encoded on a 2D surface. If our universe is a hologram, then what is the higher dimensional reality from which it's being projected? Esoteric traditions offer intriguing possibilities, referring to realms such as the astral plane, the Akashic records, and other non-physical dimensions where information and experiences are stored. Could these be glimpses of the higher dimensional source code of our reality? Hypothetical passages within the Emerald Tablets describe Thoth's remarkable ability to traverse these dimensions, communicating with beings from other realms and accessing knowledge beyond human comprehension. It's not just ancient texts and modern theories that hint at this. Near-death experiences, NDEs, and out-of-body experiences, OBEs, offer compelling, albeit anecdotal, evidence of consciousness existing independently of the physical body. People who have had NDEs often report experiences of traveling through tunnels, encountering deceased loved ones, and experiencing profound feelings of peace and unity. Similarly, OBEs involve the sensation of one's consciousness separating from the physical body and traveling to different locations. What if these experiences are glimpses into these higher dimensions, brief moments where our consciousness transcends the limitations of our physical senses? Could this mean that we are all, in essence, interdimensional beings, with our physical form merely limiting our access to these expanded states of awareness? Could it be that NDEs and OBEs are just a temporary shift in the mind's vibration, and that they aren't some great mystery? Accessing these higher dimensions, then, isn't about building a spaceship and physically traveling to another location. Instead, it's about learning to shift your consciousness, to raise your vibration, to resonate with the frequencies of these other realms. How do we do that? Several powerful techniques can help you raise your consciousness and expand your awareness. Advanced meditation, specific sound frequencies, such as binaural beats and isochronic tones, combined with focused visualizations, can help you enter altered states of consciousness, creating a gateway to other realities. What if you could use this to program your mind? Lucid dreaming, consciously exploring the dream world, can become a playground for interdimensional exploration as the rules of physical reality no longer apply. Lucid dreaming gives you the opportunity to consciously explore these dream realities and bring back valuable insights. Are our dreams windows into other worlds? Out-of-body experiences, OBEs. With practice and guidance, you can learn techniques to consciously separate your consciousness from your physical body, allowing you to explore non-physical realms and gain new perspectives. What would you do if you could leave your body? Sensory deprivation. Isolating yourself from external stimuli, such as through a flotation tank or a dark room retreat, can enhance internal awareness and allow you to access deeper states of consciousness. Is there a limit to what we can discover in the silence? Imagine a woman named Elena who suffered from debilitating anxiety and felt disconnected from her true self. After years of struggling with traditional therapies, she began exploring these techniques for accessing higher states of consciousness. Through consistent meditation and lucid dreaming practices, she started to gain profound insights into the root causes of her anxiety, tracing them back to repressed childhood traumas and limiting beliefs. In her lucid dreams, she confronted her fears, healed emotional wounds, and accessed hidden knowledge about her own potential. Over time, Elena's anxiety diminished, and she developed a deep sense of inner peace and self-acceptance. Through these techniques, she was able to shift her consciousness, opening herself up to higher states of awareness and unlocking her own innate healing abilities. However, it's crucial to approach these techniques with respect, intention, and guidance from experienced practitioners. These are powerful tools that can profoundly impact your consciousness, and it's important to have a grounded understanding of yourself and how to safely navigate these altered states. Also, be certain to ground yourself again when you come back to the physical state. These expanded states of awareness have always been available to those who seek them, but what is the benefit of doing so? By accessing these higher dimensions, you can gain a deeper understanding of yourself, your place in the universe, and the nature of reality itself. You can tap into hidden knowledge, unlock your creative potential, and heal emotional wounds. Moreover, you can gain a greater sense of purpose and meaning in your life, and consciously create a reality that aligns with your highest aspirations. So, we've uncovered the existence of higher dimensions, seeing them not as distant locations, but as accessible states of awareness. But who was Thoth, who seemingly possessed the ability to traverse these dimensions at will and record this knowledge on the emerald tablets? Was he simply a wise human, a being from another planet, an ascended master, or something else entirely beyond our current understanding? In the upcoming section, we'll explore the various theories surrounding Thoth's origins, delving into ancient myths, esoteric accounts, and alternative historical perspectives. We will also hint at the idea that Thoth may still be alive, his energy somehow connected to the emerald tablets. Understanding Thoth's true identity could unlock even deeper secrets within the emerald tablets, and also begin to address the possible reasons why this truth has been suppressed, alluding to a deeper conspiracy. If Thoth still lives, where is he, and what is he doing? Is it possible he's hiding in plain sight, waiting for the right moment to reveal himself and share his wisdom with humanity? Or has his true identity been deliberately obscured, concealed by those who seek to control the flow of knowledge and maintain their grip on power? But who was Thoth, really? Was he merely a wise scribe meticulously recording ancient knowledge, or was he a being of immense power and knowledge, far beyond our current understanding, intentionally leaving clues for us to decipher? The conventional image of Thoth as simply an ancient Egyptian deity, the god of wisdom and writing, barely scratches the surface of the enigma that surrounds him. What if his origins are far more complex and extraordinary than we've been led to believe? The answer to Thoth's identity may be the key to unlocking the deeper secrets contained within the emerald tablets and understanding the very nature of reality itself. Let's delve into the traditional Egyptian myths surrounding Thoth. He was revered as the god of wisdom, writing, magic, and the moon. His connection to the lunar cycles is significant, as the moon governs the tides, the rhythms of nature, and even the cycles of human emotion. He was associated with the ibis bird, known for its intelligence and precision, and the baboon, a creature often depicted as Thoth's companion. But what if these associations are symbolic representations of deeper truths? What if the ibis represents Thoth's ability to soar above the limitations of the physical world, and the baboon symbolizes his connection to the earthly realm, bridging the gap between the divine and the human? Esoteric accounts paint an even more intriguing picture of Thoth. He's often identified with the Greek god Hermes Trismegistus, the founder of Hermeticism, a philosophical and spiritual tradition that emphasizes the interconnectedness of all things. Some believe that Thoth was a king of Atlantis, a highly advanced civilization that predated ancient Egypt, and that the Emerald Tablets are a relic from this lost world. What if Atlantis wasn't just a myth, but a real place where advanced knowledge and technology flourished, and Thoth was one of its greatest minds? Is it possible the biblical figure Enoch was Thoth? Alternative theories propose even more radical origins for Thoth. Some believe he was an extraterrestrial being who brought advanced knowledge to humanity, while others suggest he was an ascended master who had transcended the limitations of physical existence. Still others believe Thoth was a time traveler, visiting different points in history to guide humanity's evolution. Think about it. If Thoth possessed the ability to manipulate time and space, he could have appeared in different cultures and eras under different names and guises, all while working towards a common goal. Could it be that the stories of other ancient figures, like Melchizedek and the Essenes, are all connected to Thoth, branches of the same tree of wisdom? Is there a common thread between these figures, and does it lead back to Thoth? Analyzing the evidence for each theory requires critical thinking and an open mind. While there's no definitive proof to confirm any one theory, the sheer volume of myths, legends, and esoteric accounts suggests that Thoth was more than just a mortal man. But here's what most people miss. The key to understanding Thoth's identity may not lie in choosing one theory over another, but in recognizing the common thread that runs through them all: his mastery of consciousness, reality bending, and higher dimensions. Understanding Thoth's true identity can unlock deeper secrets within the Emerald Tablets, providing context and insight into his teachings on reality bending, higher dimensions, and consciousness. If he was an interdimensional being, his understanding of higher dimensions would be innate, a natural extension of his existence. If he was an ascended master, his teachings would reflect his enlightened state of consciousness, offering a roadmap for others to achieve the same level of awareness. If he was from another planet, then is the information from the Emerald Tablets a message? The Emerald Tablets may not be just a collection of knowledge, but a key or code that can only be fully understood by those who resonate with Thoth's energy and wisdom. How can we resonate with Thoth's energy? Meditation, visualization, studying Hermetic texts, and working with the principles of the Emerald Tablets can all help you connect with Thoth's energy. What if by studying Thoth, the readers can learn to raise their own vibration and live for millennia as well? Imagine a scenario. You begin meditating regularly, focusing on the image of Thoth and the principles outlined in the Emerald Tablets. Over time, you start to experience profound insights into the nature of reality, a deeper understanding of your own consciousness, and enhanced abilities to shape your reality. You might find yourself manifesting your desires with greater ease, experiencing synchronicities more frequently, or even developing psychic abilities. As you go about your day, you might start to notice more ibis or baboons appearing to you, guiding you on your path. This could be a sign that you're aligning with Thoth's energy and unlocking your own hidden potential. How could you use Thoth's mastery of these concepts to enhance your life? So, we've explored Thoth's various identities, from god to human to interdimensional being, emphasizing the enduring mystery surrounding his true nature. But if Thoth was such a benevolent and enlightened being, why has his true identity been shrouded in secrecy and his teachings suppressed or distorted throughout history? What if there are forces at play that have sought to keep this wisdom hidden from the masses, potentially due to its transformative power? Could it be that the Emerald Tablets themselves may have been hidden or misrepresented, with key passages removed or misinterpreted to control their message? We will explore the possible reasons for this suppression of knowledge, delving into the historical, political, and spiritual forces that may be at play. We will also discuss the importance of finding the original location of the tablets. If Thoth's teachings were so powerful, who would want to keep them hidden, and why? What if the tablets hold the key to unlocking human potential, and they don't want it unlocked? What if the wisdom contained within the Emerald Tablets, the key to bending reality itself, hasn't just been lost or forgotten, but deliberately suppressed, hidden from humanity by powerful forces throughout history? What if the true identity of Thoth, the scribe of this forbidden knowledge, has been intentionally obscured to keep us from unlocking our full potential? We're often led to believe that all knowledge is freely accessible, that the pursuit of truth is an open and honest endeavor. But what if that's a carefully constructed illusion, a smokescreen designed to conceal a conspiracy of silence surrounding certain esoteric truths? This isn't about paranoia or baseless speculation. It's about recognizing a pattern. Throughout history, access to knowledge has been a source of power, and those who hold that power have often sought to control its dissemination. Think about the burning of the Library of Alexandria, a catastrophic event that resulted in the loss of countless ancient texts and scientific discoveries. Was this simply an accident, or a deliberate act of cultural vandalism aimed at erasing entire branches of knowledge? Consider the persecution of witches during the Inquisition, where individuals with knowledge of herbal remedies and natural healing were branded as heretics and brutally suppressed. Was this about religious purity, or about eliminating alternative forms of healthcare that threatened the established medical authorities? And don't forget the countless scientific discoveries that have been suppressed or discredited because they challenged established dogmas, from free energy devices to alternative cancer treatments. Were these breakthroughs truly flawed, or were they simply too disruptive to the status quo? The list of examples goes on. Now, connect these historical events to the suppression of esoteric traditions. Alchemists who sought to transmute base metals into gold and unlock the secrets of immortality were often persecuted as heretics or charlatans. Hermeticism, with its teachings on the interconnectedness of all things and the power of the mind, was vilified as a dangerous form of paganism. Gnostic teachings, which emphasized direct personal experience of the divine over blind faith, were marginalized and condemned as heresy. Why? What was it about these traditions that posed such a threat to those in power? The key is that they offered individuals a path to self-empowerment, a way to transcend the limitations of the physical world and tap into their own inner potential. They threatened to disrupt the established power structures by empowering individuals to think for themselves and question authority. The Emerald Tablets, with their teachings on reality bending and the power of consciousness, posed a particularly direct threat. If humanity were to awaken to its true potential, to realize that its thoughts and beliefs can shape reality, the entire system of control would crumble. Is it possible that certain religious or political organizations actively sought to discredit or conceal Thoth's identity and the contents of the tablets, recasting him as a mythological figure or claiming the wisdom for themselves? Think of how often ancient wisdom traditions have been appropriated and distorted to serve the agendas of those in power. And consider the logistical challenges of preserving the tablets themselves. Did Thoth purposefully move the tablets from place to place to prevent discovery? We've only found a few, after all. But here's the thing. If these teachings are so dangerous to those in power, what's the true potential within the tablets? If the ability to bend reality and unlock our full potential is truly within our grasp, why has this knowledge been suppressed for so long? The answer, perhaps, lies in the profound implications of such power. Imagine a world where everyone is able to manifest their desires, heal themselves, and live in harmony with the universe. Such a world would be free from the need for control, manipulation, and domination. It would be a world where true freedom reigns. The suppression of knowledge has had a devastating impact on human potential, keeping people ignorant of their true abilities and trapped in a cycle of powerlessness and manipulation. By limiting access to esoteric wisdom, those in power have effectively kept humanity in a state of spiritual and intellectual servitude. But the chains of ignorance can be broken. The key is to cultivate critical thinking, engage in independent research, and question established narratives. Don't simply accept what you're told. Seek out the truth for yourself. Study ancient texts, explore esoteric traditions, connect with your own intuitive wisdom, and learn to discern truth from falsehood. Become an active seeker of knowledge, rather than a passive recipient of information, and share your discoveries with others to break the cycle of suppression. Imagine someone who, their entire life, was taught that they were born to work a menial job. Then, they stumble upon the Emerald Tablets and start to realize that they are capable of much more than that. They begin to study the law of attraction, meditation, and visualization. They start to believe that they are capable of more, and they start to see their life change. While they may be ridiculed at first, they start to find like-minded people who also believe. They soon begin to live a life that is completely different from the one they thought they were destined for. This can be you. But here's where it gets tricky. Approach this quest for hidden knowledge with a healthy dose of skepticism. Not everything you read or hear will be true, and there are many who would seek to mislead you. Develop your own discernment, your own ability to distinguish truth from falsehood. Trust your intuition, but also rely on logic and reason. Remember that the path to enlightenment is a journey of self-discovery, not blind faith. What if Thoth's true identity and the wisdom within the tablets is all it takes to liberate you? So, we've uncovered the unsettling possibility that the wisdom of the Emerald Tablets and the identity of Thoth has been deliberately suppressed throughout history, and we've explored the forces that might be behind this veil of secrecy. If the knowledge within the Emerald Tablets is so powerful and has been suppressed for so long, could finding their original location unlock even deeper secrets? What if the very stones from which these tablets were carved still resonate with the energy and wisdom of Thoth, waiting to be rediscovered? We'll delve into the potential locations where the Emerald Tablets may have originated, exploring ancient myths, archaeological evidence, and esoteric theories. What we discover next could change everything we thought we knew about human history and the potential of the human mind. If we can find the origin of the tablets, can we find Thoth? If the knowledge within the Emerald Tablets is so powerful and has been suppressed for so long, could finding their original location unlock even deeper secrets? What if the very stones from which these tablets were carved still resonate with the energy and wisdom of Thoth, waiting to be rediscovered? Think about it. The Emerald Tablets weren't just randomly placed somewhere. They were intentionally positioned at a specific nexus point, a place of immense power within Earth's energetic grid. The Earth isn't just a ball of rock. It's a living organism with its own intricate network of energy pathways. These pathways, often referred to as ley lines, crisscross the globe, connecting ancient sites, sacred monuments, and places of natural power. These ley lines could be considered the acupuncture meridians of the planet, and where they intersect are powerful energy vortexes. What if the Emerald Tablets were originally placed at one of these key intersections, designed to amplify their wisdom and connect them to a larger planetary system of energy? Conventional archaeology often views ancient sites as purely functional or accidental. Pyramids are tombs, Stonehenge is an astronomical calendar, and so on. But what if this is a deliberate misdirection, a way of obscuring the true purpose of these sites as energy resonators, places where the Earth's natural energy is harnessed and amplified. What if Thoth, in his infinite wisdom, intentionally chose these locations to maximize the impact of the Emerald Tablets on human consciousness? Consider this. Many ancient cultures believed in the power of place, the idea that certain locations possess a unique energetic signature that can influence human thought, emotion, and even physical reality. The Egyptians built their temples along the Nile, a river believed to be a source of life and spiritual power. The Mayans constructed their pyramids on specific geographical coordinates, aligning them with celestial events and energetic currents. The Aboriginal Australians have long revered certain sites as dreaming tracks, pathways of ancestral energy that connect them to the land and their spiritual heritage. What if all these ancient cultures, in their own unique ways, were tapping into the same underlying reality, the Earth's energetic grid? So, where might this original location be? The most obvious candidate is the Giza Plateau in Egypt. The Great Pyramid, with its precise alignment to the cardinal directions and its enigmatic internal chambers, has long been a source of fascination and speculation. Could the pyramids have been designed to resonate with the Earth's energy and act as a portal to other dimensions? Some researchers believe that the pyramids were built using advanced technology, possibly inherited from a pre-Diluvian civilization like Atlantis. This brings us to another intriguing possibility. Atlantis, the legendary island civilization said to have possessed advanced knowledge and spiritual powers. Could the Emerald Tablets have originated in Atlantis and been brought to Egypt after its destruction, preserved by Thoth and his followers? The story of Atlantis is often dismissed as a myth, but what if it's a veiled account of a real civilization that mastered the secrets of energy and consciousness, a civilization whose wisdom is now encoded within the Emerald Tablets? Of course, Giza and Atlantis are not the only possibilities. Other sites known for their energetic properties include Stonehenge in England, Machu Picchu in Peru, and the island of Bali in Indonesia. Perhaps the Emerald Tablets were moved between these different power centers throughout history, entrusted to different cultures and guardians, their locations shifting in accordance with planetary alignments and energetic cycles. What if each of these locations holds a piece of the puzzle, a fragment of the original energetic matrix that once connected the Emerald Tablets to the Earth's grid? Consider this. Some passages from the Emerald Tablets describe the importance of aligning with Earth's energy and harnessing its power for spiritual growth and reality bending. It speaks of vibrations and frequencies. If Thoth placed the tablets at a specific location, what power does that location hold? Could the Earth's energy be connected to Thoth's power? But here's the key. Tapping into Earth's energy isn't just about visiting ancient sites. It's about cultivating a deep connection with the planet, a sense of reverence and reciprocity. You can enhance your spiritual growth, manifest your desires, and amplify your reality-bending abilities by being one with the planet. Consider these practical techniques, visiting ancient sites and meditating at locations that resonate with the Emerald Tablets' energy. Go to these places with the intention of connecting with the energy of the site and receiving guidance from the spirits of the land. Pay attention to your intuition and be open to unexpected insights or experiences. Or you can practice grounding exercises, such as walking barefoot on the earth, gardening, or spending time in nature. These practices help to connect you with the Earth's energy field and balance your own energy system. Qigong and Reiki can align your energy flow and stimulate your Kai. Remember, intention, respect, and reciprocity are paramount when working with Earth's energy. Always approach these practices with a sincere desire to learn and grow, and be mindful of the impact you're having on the environment. Think about it, you must give back to the Earth too. Don't just take. Imagine someone who, for years, struggled with anxiety and a lack of purpose. Then they learned about the Emerald Tablets and the concept of Earth's energy grid. Intrigued, they they decided to visit the Giza Plateau. While standing before the Great Pyramid, they felt a strange tingling sensation in their body, a sense of being connected to something larger than themselves. They began to meditate regularly at the site, focusing on their intention to heal their anxiety and find their purpose. Over time, they experienced a profound shift in their consciousness. Their anxiety diminished, their sense of purpose clarified, and they gained new insights into the nature of reality. This is just one example of how connecting with Earth's energy can transform your life, but it's important to approach this power with reverence, as it can amplify intentions, whether positive or negative. So, we've explored potential locations for the Emerald Tablet's origin, emphasizing the importance of Earth's energy grid and its connection to Thoth's wisdom. But what if the true location of the Emerald Tablets is not just a physical place, but a state of consciousness, a frequency of being that must be accessed internally? What if the location of Thoth lies within us? This leads us to an even more fascinating question. What if the quest for the Emerald Tablets is ultimately an inner journey, a search for the lost parts of ourselves? The next section will delve into the spiritual dimensions of the Emerald Tablets, exploring the idea that they are a map of consciousness, guiding us on a path of self-discovery and enlightenment. Is it possible that the secrets of the Emerald Tablets can only be fully unlocked when we turn inward and connect with our own inner wisdom and connect with Thoth in the astral plane? If the tablets and Thoth are within us, why are so few able to access them? So, if the quest for the Emerald Tablets is ultimately an inner journey, a search for the lost parts of ourselves, what does this truly mean? What if the Emerald Tablets are not merely a collection of ancient wisdom, but a spiritual compass, a guide for navigating the uncharted territories of your own consciousness and attaining enlightenment? It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that unlocking the tablet's secrets requires deciphering ancient languages, discovering hidden chambers, or possessing rare artifacts. But what if the true key lies not in external knowledge or physical objects, but within ourselves? What if the journey to understand the Emerald Tablets is, in reality, a profound journey of self-discovery, a quest to uncover your own hidden potential, connect with your inner wisdom, and ultimately remember who you truly are? Think about it. Could the greatest treasure be the self? This concept of inner exploration is not unique to the Emerald Tablets. It resonates deeply with various spiritual traditions throughout history. Buddhism emphasizes meditation and mindfulness as tools for observing the mind and achieving enlightenment. Hinduism speaks of Atman, the inner self, and the importance of self-realization. Taoism encourages introspection and living in harmony with the Tao, the natural order of the universe. Hermeticism, with its emphasis on the principle of correspondence, as above, so below, suggests that understanding the inner world is essential for understanding the outer world. What if these seemingly disparate traditions are all pointing to the same fundamental truth, that the answers we seek lie within? Imagine passages from the Emerald Tablets that describe the importance of self-knowledge, inner alchemy, and the transformation of consciousness. Perhaps Thoth wrote of the mind as a crucible, where base emotions are transmuted into higher virtues. He might have detailed practices for purifying the heart, aligning the will, and awakening the inner senses. These teachings would not be isolated instructions, but rather interconnected steps on a path towards enlightenment. The chakra system, the Kabbalistic tree of life, and the Enneagram also serve as detailed maps of consciousness, each offering a unique perspective on the different levels of awareness and the stages of spiritual development. Just as a cartographer charts physical landscapes, these systems map the inner terrain of the human psyche. Thoth may have achieved enlightenment and is attempting to lead humanity to do the same. But are we listening? Are the answers of the universe truly held within us, waiting to be discovered? The key is understanding how to use the principles of the Emerald Tablets as an internal compass, a guide for navigating your thoughts, feelings, and actions. This involves aligning your choices with the universal laws and principles outlined in the tablets, a principle-based living. Rather than blindly following societal norms or fleeting desires, you can use the tablets as a framework for ethical decision-making, asking yourself, does this action align with truth, harmony, and balance? Emotional regulation also becomes essential. The tablet's teachings can provide a deeper understanding of negative emotions like fear, anger, and resentment, viewing them not as enemies to be suppressed, but as opportunities for growth and transformation. By understanding the root causes of these emotions, you can consciously choose to transmute them into more positive and constructive states. Intentional manifestation, consciously creating your reality by aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions with your desired outcomes, becomes a powerful tool. By focusing your intention, raising your vibration, and acting in accordance with the law of correspondence, you can attract experiences that align with your highest potential. Imagine someone who, for years, felt lost and adrift, struggling with anxiety and a lack of purpose. Then, they stumbled upon the Emerald Tablets and began to explore their inner world through meditation, self-reflection, and the application of the tablets' principles. Slowly but surely, they began to transform their life. They found inner peace by understanding and accepting their emotions. They discovered their purpose by aligning their actions with their values. They achieved fulfillment by consciously creating a reality that reflected their highest aspirations. This is not just a hypothetical scenario. It is a testament to the transformative power of the Emerald Tablets when used as an internal guide. But be aware that the journey within can be dangerous. It may unearth long-buried trauma, repressed emotions, and limiting beliefs. Approaching this inner work with courage, compassion, and a willingness to confront your shadows is essential for true transformation. So we've explored the shift from external search to internal exploration, emphasizing the importance of the Emerald Tablets as a guide for navigating our inner world. But what lies within that inner world? What forces or entities reside within our consciousness, and how can we harness them for good? This leads us to an even more profound question. What if our greatest challenge lies not in deciphering ancient texts or discovering hidden locations, but in confronting the shadow self, the dark side of our personality that contains our repressed emotions, fears, and limiting beliefs? These hidden aspects must be faced and integrated in order to achieve true enlightenment. Thoth may be guarding us from them, or he may be encouraging us to explore them. This brings us to the next section, the power of intention. We'll delve into how our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs can shape our reality, for better or for worse. We will also discuss the importance of ethical intention and the potential for both creation and destruction. What if the power held within the Emerald Tablets could be used for darkness? So, we've reached the inner world, a landscape as vast and complex as the cosmos itself. We've acknowledged the Emerald Tablets as a potential spiritual compass for this journey, but what if there's a hidden gatekeeper lurking in the shadows? What if the greatest obstacle to bending reality isn't external forces or ancient secrets, but the unacknowledged aspects of yourself, your shadow self, influencing your every thought and action? Most of us like to believe we're rational beings, masters of our own minds, consciously steering the ship of our lives. But what if that's just a comforting illusion? What if unconscious emotions, buried traumas, and limiting beliefs are the real puppeteers, subtly shaping our thoughts, feelings, and actions from behind the scenes? This shadow self isn't some inherently evil entity. It's simply a collection of repressed experiences, unmet needs, and disowned aspects of your being that you've pushed into the darkness. But here's the thing. Darkness doesn't negate power, it amplifies it. Is it possible that the shadow self is what keeps us from truly connecting with Thoth, the master of wisdom and reality bending? The concept of the shadow self isn't just esoteric fluff. It's deeply rooted in psychology and ancient spiritual traditions. Carl Jung, the renowned psychiatrist, described the shadow as the unconscious part of the personality, containing everything we repress or deny about ourselves, the traits we deem unacceptable, the emotions we fear, the desires we suppress. Think of it like a hidden room in your psyche, filled with all the things you don't want to admit are part of you. Esoteric traditions echo this idea, referring to the dweller on the threshold, a guardian of hidden knowledge that must be faced and overcome to attain spiritual mastery. Hypothetical passages from the Emerald Tablets might describe the need for inner purification, the transmutation of negative energies, and the confrontation with one's own darkness as prerequisites for accessing higher levels of consciousness. But why would the tablets hide such a truth? Are we not ready for what they hold? The shadow self can manifest in countless ways, often sabotaging our best intentions. Do you find yourself engaging in negative self-talk, constantly criticizing yourself and undermining your confidence? Do you repeatedly fall into self-sabotaging behaviors like procrastination, addiction, or unhealthy relationships? Do you project your own flaws and insecurities onto others, constantly judging and blaming them for your own problems? Are you inexplicably drawn to toxic people and situations that reinforce your negative beliefs about yourself? These are all potential red flags, signals that your shadow self is calling the shots, distorting your perception of reality and blocking your ability to manifest your desires. What if the shadow self is a prison that we make for ourselves? If we do not face our shadow, are we doomed to repeat negative patterns? The Emerald Tablets, as a guide to bending reality, implies that we must have command of ourselves. So how do we integrate our shadow self, reclaim our power, and unlock our true reality-bending potential? The key is awareness, acceptance, and a willingness to do the inner work. This requires courage, honesty, and a healthy dose of self-compassion. There are several practical techniques you can use to begin integrating your shadow self. Journaling is a powerful tool for gaining awareness of your shadow feelings and experiences. Simply write freely about your thoughts and emotions without judgment or censorship. Allow yourself to express the things you're ashamed of, the feelings you've been suppressing, and the beliefs that are holding you back. Meditation can also be a valuable practice. By observing your thoughts and emotions without getting carried away by them, you can create space for your shadow aspects to surface and be processed. Dream analysis is another avenue for exploring the symbolic language of your unconscious mind. Pay attention to the recurring themes, characters, and emotions in your dreams, as they often reveal hidden aspects of your psyche. And finally, therapy can provide a safe and supportive space to address deep-seated traumas and patterns with the guidance of a trained professional. But whatever method you choose, remember that self-compassion, acceptance, and forgiveness are essential ingredients. Everyone has a dark side. It's part of being human. Imagine someone named Sarah who had a difficult childhood. Her parents were emotionally unavailable, and she constantly felt unloved and unworthy. As a result, she developed a deep-seated belief that she wasn't good enough. Throughout her life, she sabotaged her own relationships, pushing away potential partners because she feared rejection. She told herself that she was safer alone than risking the pain of getting hurt. One day, Sarah stumbled upon the concept of the shadow self and began to explore her own darkness through journaling and therapy. Slowly, she began to uncover the roots of her limiting beliefs and heal her childhood wounds. She learned to accept herself, flaws and all, and to recognize her inherent worth. As she integrated her shadow self, Sarah's relationships began to transform. She attracted healthier partners, communicated more effectively, and created deeper, more fulfilling connections. Her power to create her own happiness had been unlocked. However, it's important to acknowledge that shadow work can be challenging and emotionally intense. It's not always a walk in the park. Having a strong support system and proceeding at your own pace is crucial. So, we've taken a deep dive into the shadow self, exploring its psychological and esoteric roots, its potential manifestations, and the practical techniques for integrating it. We've emphasized the importance of awareness, acceptance, and self-compassion in this journey. Now that we've faced our shadow, confronted our inner demons, and begun the process of integration, how can we consciously direct our power to shape our reality for the better? How do we use the knowledge from the Emerald Tablets to manifest our desires and create a life of purpose and fulfillment? This leads us to the next step: intention. What happens when you try to use intention, but your shadow is manipulating that intention? The concept of intention is the conscious direction of our thoughts, feelings, and energy to create a specific outcome. But here's the thing: intention isn't just about wishful thinking or positive affirmations. It's about aligning your inner world with your outer goals, consciously choosing the reality you want to create. In the next section, we'll delve into the power of intention, exploring how your beliefs, expectations, and emotional states can influence your external circumstances. We will discuss the importance of ethical intention, the potential for both creation and destruction, and whether Thoth's knowledge could be used for either. Is the power to create also the power to destroy? What if the shadow sabotages your intentions and Thoth's knowledge is misused? We've explored the power of intention, the ability to consciously direct our energy and shape our reality. But what if intention isn't the straightforward act of will we believe it to be? What if, despite our best efforts, our intentions are like arrows falling short of their target, undermined by forces we can't see, both within and without? Intention, in its purest form, is the conscious direction of energy towards a specific outcome. It's the active force in shaping reality, the combination of focused thought, deeply felt emotion, and decisive action, all aligned to manifest a desired result. Many self-help gurus and New Age philosophies sell the idea that positive thinking alone is sufficient for manifestation. But is it? What if unaddressed shadow aspects, unconscious beliefs, or even external influences can sabotage even the most well-meaning intentions, turning our dreams into dust? The truth is, true power lies not just in setting intentions, but in ensuring those intentions are aligned with both our conscious desires and our unconscious beliefs. Ignoring this alignment is like trying to steer a ship with a broken rudder. But even with alignment, can our intentions be corrupted by hidden influences, unseen forces subtly nudging us off course? To truly understand the power and limitations of intention, we must bridge the gap between scientific observation and ancient wisdom. Science offers compelling evidence that intention can influence the physical world. The placebo effect, for example, demonstrates the power of belief to trigger physiological changes in the body. Studies on the power of prayer, while controversial, suggest that focused intention can influence healing and well-being, and the Princeton Engineering Anomalies Research (PEAR) lab, for decades, conducted experiments demonstrating the influence of human thought on random physical systems. These findings hint at a reality where consciousness is not merely a passive observer, but an active participant in shaping its own experience. This idea resonates deeply with esoteric traditions. In Hermeticism, will is considered a fundamental force, the engine of creation. In yoga, Sankalpa is the practice of setting a heartfelt resolve, a focused intention that aligns the individual will with the divine will. Hypothetical passages from the Emerald Tablets might describe the importance of aligning your will with the cosmic laws, attuning yourself to the universal harmony. So, how exactly does intention affect the very fabric of reality? It all comes down to vibration. A clear, focused intention generates a strong, coherent vibrational frequency that acts like a beacon, attracting corresponding experiences. But a conflicted intention, muddied by doubt, fear, or unconscious resistance, creates a dissonant vibration that repels the very outcomes we desire. Remember Sarah from the last section. She consciously intended to have a loving, fulfilling relationship. She used affirmations, visualized her ideal partner, and even went on dating apps. But deep down, She harbored a core belief that she was unworthy of love, a belief rooted in her difficult childhood experiences. This unconscious belief sabotaged her conscious efforts, drawing her to partners who confirmed her negative belief, reinforcing her sense of unworthiness and perpetuating a cycle of heartbreak. Sarah's story highlights a crucial point. Intention without inner alignment is like trying to start a fire with wet wood. It might spark a little, but it will never truly ignite. The question then becomes, what did Thoth do to align his intentions with the divine will, to master the art of bending reality? So, how do we master the power of intention, ensuring that our conscious desires align with our unconscious beliefs, and that our intentions are not undermined by hidden shadow aspects? It begins with awareness, with a deep and honest exploration of our inner landscape. We must become conscious of our limiting beliefs, our fears, our unmet needs, and the hidden patterns that are shaping our reality from behind the scenes. But awareness is just the first step. We must then take action to transform these limiting beliefs, to heal our emotional wounds, and to reclaim our power. There are several practical techniques we can use to clarify and strengthen our intentions. Intention-setting rituals can be powerful tools for focusing your energy and solidifying your desires. Create a sacred space, light a candle, and use symbolic objects to represent your intentions. During the ritual, visualize your desired outcome with vivid detail and feel the emotions associated with achieving it. Visualization and affirmations are also valuable practices. Regularly visualize your desired outcome as if it has already manifested, and repeat positive statements that reinforce your belief in its possibility. Emotional clearing techniques, such as EFT, emotional freedom techniques, or the Sedona method, can help you release any negative emotions or limiting beliefs that may be blocking your intentions. Shadow integration, as we discussed in the last section, is crucial for aligning your conscious and unconscious desires. Acknowledge and integrate your shadow aspects, the parts of yourself you've been repressing or denying. Once you have a clear vision of what you want, consider the ethical implications. Are you potentially harming another with your intentions? But here's the thing, even with the most aligned intentions, things can still go awry. Imagine someone who intensely desires wealth. They visualize abundance, work tirelessly, and believe they deserve it. They get rich, but they become ruthless and greedy, losing their loved ones and their peace of mind in the process. Or imagine someone who desperately wants fame. They achieve it, but they become consumed by the need for validation, losing sight of their true values and becoming a hollow shell of their former selves. These examples highlight the importance of ethical intention, of aligning our desires with the greater good. Intention is a double-edged sword, capable of both creation and destruction. We've explored the multifaceted nature of intention, emphasizing the importance of aligning conscious and unconscious desires, clarifying shadow aspects, and considering ethical implications. But what if, despite our best efforts to align our intentions, there are external forces at play, unseen influences that can subtly manipulate our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs? Are there beings that feed off of negative intention, entities that seek to derail our manifestation efforts for their own purposes? This leads us to an even more unsettling question. What if there's a cosmic battlefield, a hidden war for our minds being waged on a scale we can scarcely imagine? In the next section, we'll delve into the idea of external influences, exploring the potential for entities, thought forms, or energetic forces to affect our consciousness and our ability to shape our reality. We will discuss the importance of discernment, psychic protection, and aligning with benevolent forces to safeguard our intentions. Did Thoth have to contend with these forces? What if the greatest challenge to bending reality is not just our own inner shadow, but a war for our minds being waged on a cosmic scale, a battle that has been raging for millennia? What if the reality you experience isn't solely determined by your own thoughts and actions? What if unseen forces are subtly shaping your perceptions, influencing your emotions, and even hijacking your intentions? Imagine a cosmic battlefield, a hidden war for your mind where various entities and energies compete for influence, subtly manipulating the strings of your reality. Is it possible that the very thoughts you consider your own are not entirely yours? That external influences constantly bombard your consciousness, shaping your perceptions and behaviors in ways you may not even realize? Consider this. Throughout history, cultures across the globe have described entities, spirits, and unseen forces that can influence human affairs. From demonic possession in religious traditions to the concept of spiritual warfare, the idea that we are not alone in our minds is a recurring theme. The Emerald Tablets, hypothetically, may offer insights into these forces, perhaps describing techniques for shielding oneself from unwanted influences and aligning with higher powers, as Thoth likely had to do in his long life. But what are these external influences, and how do they operate? Let's identify some of the players on this cosmic battlefield. One type of influence comes from negative thought forms. These are essentially collective negative emotions and beliefs that coalesce into parasitic thought forms, entities that feed off our energy. Imagine a collective fear of scarcity, amplified by media narratives and societal anxieties. This fear can create a powerful thought form that latches onto individuals, fueling feelings of anxiety, limiting beliefs about abundance, and ultimately sabotaging their ability to manifest wealth. Then there are entities, discarnate spirits, astral beings, or even interdimensional beings that can attach to our energy field. These entities, it is said, influence our thoughts and emotions, often exacerbating negative tendencies or feeding addictive behaviors. Certain Gnostic beliefs speak of archons, entities that seek to keep humanity in a state of ignorance and control. These archons, some believe, subtly manipulate our perceptions, reinforcing limiting beliefs and preventing us from realizing our true potential. But here's the thing, it isn't just ethereal entities that vie for our attention. We are constantly bombarded by technological influences such as media, advertising, and social media, which actively try to manipulate our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. What if the constant barrage of advertising subtly programs our desires, making us believe we need things we don't, fueling a cycle of consumerism that keeps us trapped in a state of perpetual dissatisfaction? These concepts resonate with various esoteric traditions. The idea of spiritual warfare is prevalent in many religions, with references to demonic possession and the need for divine protection. Esoteric teachings often emphasize the importance of psychic self-defense, techniques for shielding oneself from negative energies and entities. Hypothetical passages from the Emerald Tablets might describe the importance of mastering these techniques. Teaching initiates how to recognize and repel unwanted influences, perhaps even outlining specific rituals or mantras for psychic protection. But how do these external influences manifest in our lives? They can manifest as sudden shifts in mood, intrusive thoughts that seem to come from nowhere, unexplained anxieties, addictive behaviors, and a general feeling of being disconnected from our true selves. Have you ever experienced a sudden wave of anger or sadness for no apparent reason? Or have you ever had a thought pop into your head that felt completely foreign to your usual way of thinking? These could be signs of external influence. So, how do we protect ourselves from these negative external influences and align with benevolent forces to enhance our reality-bending abilities? Psychic self-defense is crucial. Discernment is key. Learn to distinguish between your own thoughts and feelings and those being implanted by external sources. Connect that discernment to your vibration. How does the thought feel? Does it uplift and empower you, or does it leave you feeling drained and anxious? Energetic boundaries are also essential. Visualize a protective shield of light surrounding your energy field, blocking negative influences. Cleansing rituals, such as smudging with sage, taking salt baths, or using visualization techniques can help clear your energy field of negative attachments. Meditation and prayer can help you connect with higher powers for guidance and protection, creating a powerful energetic barrier against unwanted influences. You can also visualize cutting energetic cords that connect you to people or entities that are draining your energy. Maintaining a positive mindset, cultivating self-love, and surrounding yourself with supportive and uplifting influences is also vital. Remember Ben from the last section. Imagine that Ben is going about his day when a strong negative thought enters his mind, seemingly from nowhere, telling him that he is not good enough and will never achieve his goals. Ben, now practiced in discernment, recognizes that this thought doesn't feel like his own. He traces it back to a negative influence, perhaps a collective fear or a specific entity feeding off his insecurities. Ben then uses his energetic boundaries, visualizing a shield of light around him, and repeats affirmations of self-worth, effectively repelling the negative influence and reaffirming his own power. But could Thoth protect himself from external influences, given that he lived for millennia and likely possessed immense power? It's a question worth pondering. A final word of caution. Some of these forces are very powerful, so do your research and practice discernment before attempting psychic self-defense. What you don't know can hurt you. We've explored the potential for external forces to influence our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs, emphasizing the importance of psychic self-defense and aligning with benevolent forces. But what is the ultimate secret to bending reality to your will? What is the key to wielding this power responsibly and ethically? What did Thoth consider when he was using his powers? This leads us to the concept of ethical intention. What if true power comes not just from manipulating reality, but from aligning your intentions with the highest good of all beings, acting with compassion, integrity, and respect for the interconnectedness of all things? In the next section, we'll delve into the ethical implications of reality bending, exploring the potential consequences of misusing this power and the rewards of using it for the benefit of humanity. Perhaps the true secret of the Emerald Tablets lies not just in understanding the laws of reality, but in mastering the art of ethical intention and using our power to create a better world. Does this mean that there is a right and wrong way to use the secrets of the Emerald Tablets? Is true power the ability to control reality, or does it lie in something far more profound? What if bending reality to your will without ethical intention is like giving a child a loaded weapon? Ethical intention is the essential ingredient, the compass that transforms reality bending from a self-serving manipulation into a force for good, ensuring that your actions create positive ripple effects throughout the cosmos, as Thoth may have understood. True power isn't dominance or control. It's aligning with universal principles of harmony, compassion, and integrity. What if that power is amplified through connection with others? To fully understand the importance of ethical intention, we must consider the universal laws that govern our reality, such as the law of karma and the principle of interconnectedness. Karma, in its essence, is the universal law of cause and effect. Every action, thought, and intention creates a corresponding consequence, not only for ourselves, but for everyone and everything around us. This is intricately linked to the esoteric principle of interconnectedness, the profound understanding that all beings are part of a larger, unified whole. What you do to another, you ultimately do to yourself. Imagine a spider web. When one strand is plucked, the entire web vibrates. Similarly, our actions create ripples that affect the entire web of existence. Hypothetical passages from the Emerald Tablets might emphasize the importance of acting with compassion, empathy, and profound respect for all life, reflecting Thoth's own boundless compassion. The consequences of unethical intention can be devastating, creating negative karma, harming others, and ultimately undermining our own happiness and well-being. However, seemingly small acts of kindness or compassion can have a profound positive impact on the world. A simple act of forgiveness can break a cycle of violence. A moment of empathy can heal a deep wound. A selfless act of service can inspire countless others. Was Thoth's ethical grounding what allowed him to obtain so much knowledge? So, How do we cultivate ethical intention in our own lives, ensuring that our reality-bending abilities are used for the benefit of ourselves and others? It starts with aligning your intentions with ethical principles. First, practice empathy and compassion. Before acting, consider the impact of your choices on others and make decisions that promote well-being. Choose actions that uplift and empower those around you. Second, cultivate honesty and integrity. Be truthful with yourself and others, aligning your actions with your values. Live in accordance with your highest ideals, even when it's difficult. Third, embrace service and contribution. Use your skills and talents to make a positive difference in the world. Find ways to contribute to something larger than yourself, leaving the world a little better than you found it. Fourth, practice mindfulness and awareness. Pay attention to your thoughts, feelings, and actions, making conscious choices that align with your ethical intentions. Become aware of your habitual patterns and choose to break free from those that don't serve your highest good. And finally, consider the ripple effect. Think about how the outcome of your intentions can affect the wider world around you. How might it impact future generations? What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? It's also essential to emphasize self-reflection, moral courage, and a willingness to admit when you've made a mistake. Imagine Ben, who had diligently practiced psychic self-defense. He had become adept at shielding himself from negative influences, but he realized that he was becoming too closed off, pushing people away, creating a negative outcome in his personal relationships. His intense focus on protection had inadvertently created a wall of isolation. Ben paused, reflected on his actions, and realized that his intention, while initially positive, had become unbalanced. He recalibrated, consciously opening himself to connection and vulnerability while still maintaining healthy boundaries. By adjusting his approach with ethical intention, Ben transformed his relationships, creating a more harmonious and fulfilling life. But here's a word of caution. It is possible to become too caught up in one's own ethical code, becoming rigid and judgmental. Balance this with compassion and understanding, recognizing that everyone is on their own unique path. We've explored ethical intention, emphasizing the importance of aligning our actions with universal principles of harmony and compassion, just as Thoth may have done. But what if our individual intentions can be amplified by connecting with benevolent forces, creating a collective transformation that benefits all of humanity? What if bending reality ethically requires allies? This leads us to the concept of aligning with benevolent forces, higher powers, spiritual guides, or enlightened beings who can support our ethical intentions and help us create a better world. In the next section, we'll delve into the idea of benevolent forces, exploring how we can connect with them through prayer, meditation, service, and aligning our lives with their values. Is it possible that Thoth himself is one of these benevolent forces, guiding humanity from behind the scenes? What if the ethical use of the Emerald Tablets is the key to unlocking a new era of human potential and collective well-being, ushering in a golden age for mankind? What if you aren't alone in your quest to bend reality? What if there are unseen allies, benevolent forces eager to assist you, waiting for you to simply reach out? It challenges the notion that enlightenment is a solitary journey. Think about it. In a universe teeming with infinite possibilities, is it truly plausible that we are the only conscious entities striving to create a better world? What if there's an entire spectrum of beings, guides, and intelligences existing just beyond our perception, ready to offer support, wisdom, and a helping hand in manifesting our highest ethical intentions? Could connecting with these benevolent forces be the key to unlocking an even greater potential for positive change, a potential that Thoth knew well? How can we connect with these benevolent forces, and how can we be sure they are truly benevolent? Let's explore the spectrum of benevolent influences that may surround us. First, we have spiritual guides, ascended masters, angels, or divine beings resonating from higher dimensions. These entities, often revered across various spiritual traditions, offer guidance, protection, and inspiration. Consider the concept of angelic hierarchies in Christianity, where angels act as messengers of God, interceding in human affairs. Or the bodhisattvas in Buddhism, enlightened beings who postpone their own nirvana to help others achieve enlightenment. What if these are not just abstract concepts, but real forces we can connect with? Then there are nature spirits, elementals, devas, or other entities embodying the energies of nature. These beings, often overlooked in our modern world, hold immense power for healing and manifestation. Esoteric traditions speak of the power of connecting with the elements earth, air, fire, and water to harness their energies for personal and planetary well-being. Could these nature spirits be allies in our quest to harmonize with the earth and create a sustainable future? Don't forget ancestral spirits, deceased relatives or ancestors who offer wisdom, protection, and guidance from the spirit world. Many cultures honor their ancestors, recognizing their continued influence on their lives. What if our ancestors are not just memories, but active participants in our journey, offering support and guidance from beyond the veil? Are they aware of us and our progress? Finally, consider enlightened communities, groups of like-minded individuals coming together to create positive change and uplift the collective consciousness. The power of collective prayer and intention has been documented in various spiritual practices and even studied scientifically. When individuals unite with a shared ethical intention, their combined energy can create a powerful force for transformation. Is this why mystery schools often emphasize group work? These benevolent forces can manifest in our lives in subtle yet profound ways. Synchronicities, those meaningful coincidences that seem to guide us on our path. Intuitive guidance, those inner whispers that lead us towards our highest good. Feelings of peace and well-being, those moments of profound connection and serenity. And unexpected opportunities aligning perfectly with our ethical intentions. Are we always able to receive the guidance offered by these benevolent forces? Are we too distracted, too skeptical, too closed off to the subtle signs? So, how can you connect with these benevolent forces, receive their guidance, and amplify your reality-bending abilities? The key is to align yourself with their values and create space for their presence in your life. One powerful technique is prayer and invocation, consciously asking for guidance and assistance from specific benevolent forces, using clear and heartfelt intentions. Approach it not as begging, but as a sincere request for partnership. Another is meditation and contemplation, creating a quiet space to listen for inner guidance and connect with higher wisdom. Stillness is essential for hearing the subtle whispers of the universe. Service and altruism are also vital, engaging in acts of kindness and compassion to align with the values of benevolent forces. As Thoth might say, "Give and you shall receive." Gratitude and appreciation are powerful tools, expressing gratitude for the blessings in your life and acknowledging the assistance of benevolent forces. Gratitude opens the door to receiving even more. Nature connection is essential. Spending time in nature to connect with the energies of nature spirits and receive their guidance. Nature is a powerful conduit to the divine. It is vital to emphasize discernment, humility, and ethical intention when working with benevolent forces. Not all entities claiming to be benevolent have our best interests at heart. Verify any guidance you receive with your own inner wisdom and seek counsel from trusted sources. What if some entities seek to manipulate us through our desire for power? Imagine Ben needs to decide whether to take a new job. It's a risky venture, but promises great rewards. After performing a meditation, Ben receives a vivid vision of himself thriving in the new role, surrounded by supportive colleagues and achieving remarkable success. He feels a surge of confidence and excitement. He takes the new job, which changes his life dramatically for the better. However, he also faces unexpected challenges and setbacks along the way, testing his resilience and commitment. Was the vision simply his own desire, or a genuine message from a benevolent force? Remember, it is possible to misinterpret the guidance received from benevolent forces. Verify this guidance with other sources, your own intuition, and the counsel of trusted advisors. Sometimes, what appears to be a blessing in disguise is actually a valuable lesson in disguise. What if the greatest guidance comes not in the form of clear instructions, but in the form of challenges that force us to grow? We've explored the idea of benevolent forces, emphasizing the importance of connecting with them to amplify our ethical intentions and create a better world. But what if Thoth was not just a historical figure, but a representative of these benevolent forces, an example of how we can use our power to create a positive future? And what is his connection to the future? Is he a guide that can appear to anyone? This leads us to the concept of collective transformation, the idea that by aligning our individual intentions with benevolent forces, we can create a ripple effect that transforms the entire world. In the next section, we'll explore the potential for a new era of human potential and collective well-being, inspired by the wisdom of the Emerald Tablets and the example of Thoth. What if the ethical use of the Emerald Tablets is the key to unlocking a new era of human potential and collective well-being, ushering in a golden age? Will Thoth return to guide us? Or is he already here, working through us? What if Thoth's Emerald Tablets are not just ancient wisdom, but a living instruction manual, a blueprint for creating a golden age here on Earth? It challenges the widely accepted view that history is doomed to repeat cycles of conflict and decline. Consider this. Could humanity possess the inherent capacity to transcend these destructive patterns, to consciously evolve toward a more harmonious and enlightened future? Is the key to this evolution already encoded within us, waiting to be unlocked by the wisdom of the ancients? What if embodying Thoth's core teachings, ethical intention, a profound connection to benevolent forces, and a mastery of consciousness is the catalyst we need to collectively usher in an era of unprecedented peace, prosperity, and spiritual awakening? The question remains, can humanity rise to this challenge and collectively usher in a golden age? Let's explore the echoes of past golden ages. Think of Atlantis, Lemuria, and other legendary civilizations, often relegated to the realm of myth, yet whispered about in hushed tones by historians and esoteric scholars alike. These civilizations, according to ancient texts and oral traditions, achieved remarkable levels of spiritual and technological advancement, living in harmony with nature and each other. Connect this to esoteric traditions such as the Aquarian Age in astrology. The Aquarian Age is often referred to as a time of unprecedented spiritual awakening. Consider, also, prophecies from various religions, all speaking of a coming messianic era. And what of the Hermetic vision of a transformed humanity, capable of achieving a state of enlightenment and creating a paradise on Earth, not in some distant afterlife, but here and now? The Emerald Tablets, in some hypothetical passages, describe the potential for humanity to achieve a state of enlightenment and create a paradise on Earth. Are these just fanciful tales and wishful thinking, or faint echoes of a future waiting to be born? So, what are the defining characteristics of a golden age? Peace reigns supreme, replacing conflict with collaboration. Harmony permeates all aspects of life, from our relationships with each other to our relationship with the planet. Abundance flows freely, meeting the needs of all. Creativity flourishes, inspiring innovation and artistic expression. Spiritual growth becomes a central focus, guiding us toward deeper understanding and self-realization. And a profound connection to nature and the divine anchors us in a sense of purpose and belonging. But is it possible to reconcile these lofty ideals with the realities of our modern world? Can we create a golden age while still grappling with poverty, inequality, and environmental destruction? Look around. Individuals and groups all over the world are already laying the foundation for a better future. Scientists are developing sustainable technologies to combat climate change. Activists are promoting social justice and equality. Artists are inspiring creativity and critical thinking, and spiritual leaders are fostering compassion and understanding. Consider the rise of the regenerative agriculture movement, which seeks to heal the soil and create a more sustainable food system. Or the growing awareness of mindfulness and meditation, which helps us cultivate inner peace and resilience. These are all small but significant steps toward creating a more golden future. But are we doomed to repeat the mistakes of the past, or can we truly learn from them and create a better future? What is stopping us from learning from the past? So, how can you contribute to the creation of a golden age, becoming an architect of this collective transformation? The key lies in aligning your actions with the vision of a better future. Start by embracing ethical intention, making conscious choices that promote well-being, justice, and sustainability in your daily life. Connect with benevolent forces, seeking guidance from higher powers, spiritual guides, and enlightened communities. Cultivate inner peace through practices like meditation, mindfulness, and self-compassion, creating a positive inner environment that radiates outward. Share your unique gifts and talents, using them to make a positive difference in the world and inspire others to do the same. Embrace lifelong learning, constantly expanding your knowledge, understanding, and awareness, seeking out new perspectives and challenging limiting beliefs. And support sustainable practices, consuming consciously and making choices that align with a vision of a healthy planet. The key is to act, to take concrete steps toward creating the world you want to see. What small change can you make today to contribute to a more golden future? Imagine Ben, Sarah, and Claire, from our previous examples, coming together to transform an abandoned lot in their neighborhood into a thriving community garden. They provide fresh, organic produce for low-income families, creating a sense of community and promoting healthy eating habits. Their action inspires other positive changes in their community, such as the creation of a local farmers market and the implementation of composting programs. This simple act of collaboration ripples outward, creating a wave of positive change. But is it enough? Can small acts of kindness and sustainability truly make a difference in the face of global challenges? Or do we need more radical solutions? Keep in mind that with great power comes great responsibility. As we learn to bend reality and create a better world, we must also act ethically, guided by compassion, wisdom, and a commitment to the well-being of all. Think of the potential for misusing the power of reality bending, for manipulating others, or creating a world that benefits only a select few. The Emerald Tablets, in some interpretations, warn against the dangers of seeking power without wisdom. Therefore, ethical considerations are not just optional, but essential. What ethical framework will guide you as you explore the power of reality bending? We've explored the vision of a coming golden age, emphasizing the importance of individual action, ethical intention, and connection to benevolent forces. But what if Thoth is not just a figure from the past, but a catalyst for this collective awakening, a guiding force that can help us unlock our full potential and create a better world? Imagine that Thoth's wisdom and energy are still present in the world, inspiring individuals to seek truth, embrace compassion, and create a more just and sustainable future. Is this merely a fanciful notion or a profound truth waiting to be uncovered? What if we are all, in some way, connected to Thoth's legacy, carrying within us the potential to become architects of a golden age? In the next section, we'll explore the potential for Thoth to return in some form, either through a renewed understanding of his teachings, a spiritual reawakening, or even a physical reappearance to help humanity usher in this golden age. But we're just scratching the surface. What if the return of Thoth is not just a possibility, but an inevitability, a key event in the unfolding of human destiny? Can we prepare ourselves for his return? What will his return bring? Will the location of the original tablets be revealed? What if Thoth's return is not a guaranteed salvation, but an unforeseen test? A test that humanity must face to prove its worthiness of a golden age. We tend to imagine enlightened beings as benevolent saviors, descending from the heavens to solve all our problems. But what if his return is not so simple? What if it triggers a period of intense challenge, forcing us to confront our own potential for both greatness and self-destruction? Think about it. What if Thoth's return manifests in unexpected ways? Not necessarily as a literal physical reappearance, but as a resurgence of his wisdom within the collective consciousness, or as a sign for powerful forces to return. What if his return is not a gift freely given, but a catalyst that forces humanity to evolve, to take responsibility for its own destiny? Will his return result in a golden age or a test that humanity cannot face? Consider ancient prophecies and esoteric traditions that speak of a coming spiritual awakening, a return of enlightened beings. The Mayan calendar, the prophecies of Nostradamus, and the Edgar Cayce readings, to name a few. These traditions, though diverse in origin and interpretation, share a common thread, a sense of impending transformation, a shift in consciousness that will reshape the world as we know it. But how do these prophecies connect to the Emerald Tablets and the figure of Thoth? Could they contain coded messages or symbolic clues about his return, and what this means for the tablets? The Emerald Tablets, in some hypothetical passages, describe the conditions that must be met for humanity to enter a new era of enlightenment and the role of a guide, or scribe, in this process. What if these prophecies are not just vague predictions, but specific instructions, roadmaps for navigating the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead? Could the increasing spiritual awareness, technological breakthroughs, social and political upheavals, and environmental changes we are witnessing be interpreted as harbingers of a major shift in consciousness, signs that Thoth's return is imminent? Perhaps Thoth's return may be triggered by a specific alignment of celestial bodies, a convergence of energies, or a critical mass of awakened individuals ready to receive his wisdom. Is this return random or part of a cosmic plan? How can the tablets help us prepare for this return? The key is to prepare ourselves for Thoth's return by embodying his values, cultivating ethical intention, and actively working to create a better world. This is not a passive waiting game, but an active process of self-transformation and collective action. What concrete steps can we take to align ourselves with this vision? Inner purification. Engage in practices that clear negative emotions, limiting beliefs, and harmful patterns from your consciousness. Meditation, mindfulness, and shadow work can be powerful tools for releasing old wounds and creating space for new possibilities. Knowledge seeking. Study ancient wisdom traditions, explore esoteric teachings, and seek out new perspectives that expand your understanding of reality. The Emerald Tablets, Hermeticism, and Gnosticism offer profound insights into the nature of consciousness, the universe, and our place within it. Community building. Connect with like-minded individuals, create supportive networks, and work together to promote positive change. Collaboration and cooperation are essential for creating a more just and sustainable world. Service to others. Use your gifts and talents to make a positive difference in the world, helping those in need and contributing to the well-being of the planet. Altruism and compassion are the cornerstones of a thriving society. Uplift those around you, focus on inspiring others and expanding their understanding of the world. Sharing knowledge, offering support, and encouraging growth are essential for collective evolution. Remember Claire from the previous section. Imagine she begins teaching others in her community about the importance of sustainability, drawing inspiration from Thoth's teachings on living in harmony with nature. Her actions create a ripple effect of change in her community, inspiring others to adopt more eco-friendly practices and creating a local movement for environmental stewardship. But here's the thing: staying grounded, maintaining discernment, and avoiding fanaticism or false prophets who may exploit the desire for a savior figure is absolutely vital. Not everyone who claims to be enlightened is truly acting in the best interests of humanity. Some may be motivated by ego, greed, or a desire for power. Those who appear to be benevolent may have ulterior motives necessitating discernment. What can you do to protect yourself from those who seek to deceive? So, to recap, the importance of ethical use and action and working towards enlightenment is clear. But who are the guardians of this knowledge? The individuals or groups who have protected the Emerald Tablets and the legacy of Thoth throughout history? Is there a hidden order working to preserve and reveal this wisdom at the appropriate time? And are the contents of the tablets still hidden? Think about it. A secret society or lineage of initiates entrusted with the care of the Emerald Tablets and the preservation of Thoth's teachings. They may be waiting for the right moment to reveal this knowledge to the world, or they may be actively blocking it. In the next section, we will delve into the potential existence of these guardians, exploring their motivations, their methods, and their role in the unfolding of human destiny. We will explore the possibility that these figures have been waiting for the return of Thoth or are trying to prevent it, but we're just scratching the surface. What if the guardians of the Emerald Tablets are not benevolent protectors, but gatekeepers who are deliberately suppressing this knowledge to maintain their own power and control? Is it possible there are multiple groups working to prevent each other? If a hidden order exists, what tests must one face to join their ranks and gain access to the full power of the Emerald Tablets? What if a select group of individuals, a hidden order spanning millennia, has been entrusted with safeguarding the Emerald Tablets and the profound knowledge they contain, deciding when, or if, to reveal them to the world and prevent their possible misuse? What if this group had to hide the tablets again because the world wasn't ready? Consider the implications. Knowledge, particularly of this magnitude, isn't always meant for everyone. Some wisdom is so potent that it requires careful stewardship to prevent its misuse by those who are not ready for it. It's not about control, but about responsibility, ensuring that humanity is prepared for the transformative power the tablets unlock. But are we ready? Think about it. What if the existence of such a group isn't about wielding power, but about shouldering an immense burden? Imagine the weight of safeguarding secrets that could reshape civilization, knowing that prematurely unleashing them could lead to chaos and destruction. The responsibility would be staggering. They would have to decide if humanity is ready for the power of the tablets. It would be their job to make sure that humanity is ready. They might even need to hide the tablets again or keep them hidden until they're ready. The Rosicrucians, for example, have alleged origins in ancient Egypt and are associated with esoteric knowledge. Could they be one of the more modern versions of the Guardians? The Freemasons also have symbolic connections to ancient wisdom traditions and emphasize moral and ethical development. Is it possible that some of their rituals and teachings are veiled references to the Emerald Tablets and the path to unlocking their secrets? Consider the Essenes, an ancient Jewish sect known for their commitment to preserving sacred knowledge. Could they have been entrusted with a fragment of Thoth's wisdom, a piece of the puzzle that would later contribute to the creation of the Emerald Tablets? And what about the keepers of the Dead Sea Scrolls? Was their careful hiding of this information a deliberate attempt to control knowledge, or an act of protecting sacred knowledge from falling into the wrong hands? What hypothetical passages from the Emerald Tablets might describe the importance of safeguarding sacred knowledge and the existence of initiates entrusted with this task? But here's the thing. The Guardians might not be a formal organization at all. What if they're simply a lineage of enlightened individuals, each passing down the torch of wisdom to a carefully chosen successor? Or perhaps they're extraterrestrial beings or interdimensional entities, tasked with overseeing humanity's spiritual evolution from afar. Maybe it's a collection of people working independently throughout time. They could all be working independently to protect the secrets of the tablets. Their motivations could range from preserving knowledge to guiding humanity, preventing misuse, or maintaining balance in the world. How do these motives relate to Thoth's original intentions in creating the tablets? Do the tablets even mention an appropriate time to reveal their secrets? And what happens if they're revealed too soon? Imagine the consequences. societies collapsing under the weight of newfound power, individuals misusing the knowledge for selfish gain, or the delicate balance of the universe being disrupted. The Guardians might be acting out of necessity, not choice, bound by a cosmic law to prevent such catastrophes. The tablets would have specific rules on how and when to be revealed, and what the results would be if the tablets were shown to the wrong person or at the wrong time. The people who have protected the tablets may have been doing this for centuries. But what if individuals could be initiated into such a guardian order? What tests would they need to pass? What if becoming a member of the order was not about status, but duty? Would it be a test of skill or a test of loyalty? Imagine the trials, intellectual tests to demonstrate a comprehensive understanding of the world and esoteric texts, including the Emerald Tablets. Moral tests to prove unwavering compassion and willingness to help those in need, even at great personal sacrifice. And psychic tests to confront one's inner demons and operate with the highest integrity and goodwill. It would need to go past intellectual and moral tests to find the true person to accept the tablets. Add tests of skill, performing reality-bending tasks with the best intentions, and tests of vibration, maintaining a high vibration in the face of adversity. It would need to be all-encompassing. Think about it. Discernment and ethical intention are paramount in the pursuit of esoteric knowledge. The value of humility, service, and a commitment to personal growth cannot be overstated. How can one cultivate these qualities? By studying ancient wisdom traditions, practicing meditation and mindfulness, engaging in acts of service, and cultivating ethical intention in your daily life. It would be a lifelong process, not something that is achieved overnight. If there was a group like this, they would not accept a person for who they are now, but who they could be in the future. Here's the thing, this path is not for everyone, and it's necessary to do what's best for you. Imagine Claire, from our previous examples, who is deeply committed to serving her community. While helping those around her, she is contacted by someone familiar with the Emerald Tablets who offers to mentor her. Could this be the beginning of her journey into the ranks of the Guardians? So, what have we learned? We've journeyed through the potential existence and role of the Guardians of the Emerald Tablets, emphasizing their responsibility for safeguarding sacred knowledge and guiding humanity towards a brighter future. But what if the Guardians, seeing the current state of the world, decide that humanity is not yet ready for the full power of the Emerald Tablets and choose to conceal them once again, waiting for a more enlightened time, possibly even to this day? Are we on the verge of having the tablets hidden from the world once again, waiting for humanity to be ready? Here's the truth. The Emerald Tablets may be hidden or remain hidden, not out of malice or control, but out of a profound sense of responsibility. It's a recognition that true power requires wisdom and ethical maturity, qualities that humanity may not yet possess on a global scale. It is a heavy burden to bear, to know such immense power and not use it. What if the tablets will not be found again in our lifetime? Or what if they are already hidden again, but there are copies being spread around? In our final section, we will explore the potential for the Emerald Tablets to resurface in the future, offering humanity a renewed opportunity to unlock its full potential and create a truly golden age, and how this connects to the identity of Thoth. We will discuss how the original tablets could re-emerge. Is Thoth waiting for humanity to reach a point of maturity where the power of the tablets will be a gift rather than a curse? Does this mean humanity is doomed to repeat its mistakes? What if their disappearance is not an ending, but a new beginning? What if the Emerald Tablets are not destined for immediate unveiling, but are meant to remain dormant, a vault of unimaginable potential locked, until humanity demonstrates the maturity to wield it responsibly? Should all knowledge be freely available, irrespective of the potential consequences, and what if the consequences are dire? What if we are not meant to know about the tablets because their power is too great, and we would do more harm than good by releasing them? Think about it. Prematurely unleashing advanced capabilities upon a world still grappling with ethical dilemmas and societal divisions could be disastrous. given that we're actively destroying the Earth and are in constant war. Imagine giving a toddler a loaded weapon. The intentions might not be malicious, but the outcome could be catastrophic. Similarly, granting humanity access to reality-bending techniques before we've cultivated the wisdom and compassion to wield them responsibly could unleash chaos on a global scale. It would be like giving a caveman a nuclear bomb. History and mythology are filled with stories cautioning against the dangers of prematurely revealing powerful knowledge. Consider the myth of Pandora's box. Despite being warned, Pandora's curiosity got the better of her, and she opened the box, unleashing all sorts of evils upon the world. This serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unleashing powerful forces without understanding their consequences. What if opening Pandora's box is analogous to accessing the secrets of the tablets? Or consider the Greek myth of Prometheus, who stole fire from the gods and gave it to humanity. This fire was the power of knowledge. While this act brought enlightenment and progress, it also came at a price. Prometheus was punished severely for his transgression. Does this story suggest that some knowledge is best left in the hands of the gods or those who have earned the right to wield it? The point is that some knowledge may be too powerful and could do harm to humanity. The suppression of certain scientific discoveries also provides a real-world example of restricted knowledge. Throughout history, technologies with the potential for both immense good and catastrophic destruction have been deliberately suppressed or tightly controlled. Think about nuclear energy. Its potential for clean power is undeniable, but the threat of nuclear weapons necessitates strict regulation. Are the secrets of the Emerald Tablets similar, technologies with the potential for great good and even greater risk? Here's the thing. Even well-intentioned actions can have unintended consequences. The concept of karma, present in many Eastern philosophies, highlights the interconnectedness of cause and effect. Every action, thought, and intention creates a ripple effect, shaping our reality in ways we may not always foresee. Accessing the Emerald Tablet's power without a deep understanding of this principle could lead to unforeseen and detrimental outcomes, no matter how noble our initial intentions. Therefore, it could be important to be good at heart. The potential for misuse of reality-bending techniques is a serious ethical consideration. Creating imbalances of power, manipulating others, and disrupting the natural order are all potential dangers. Imagine a world where anyone could alter reality at will without any ethical framework or sense of responsibility. The consequences would be devastating. This is why it's crucial to align with benevolent forces and universal laws, ensuring that our actions are guided by compassion, integrity, and a commitment to the greater good. What hypothetical passages from the Emerald Tablets might caution against the dangers of revealing certain secrets to those who are not ready, emphasizing the need for inner purification and ethical grounding, as well as potential guardians and their importance? Are there specific instructions within the tablets outlining the ethical responsibilities of those who wield their power? Is it possible that even with the best intentions, humanity is simply not ready for the power that the Emerald Tablets offer? Imagine Claire, from our previous example, suddenly having the ability to manipulate reality. Would she use it to heal the sick, or would the temptation to solve her own problems first be too strong? What if she accidentally altered something with unforeseen consequences? It could be that she could not use the tablets. The consequences of prematurely accessing the Emerald Tablet's power could be dire. Societal chaos and instability could erupt from the widespread misuse of reality-bending techniques, leading to conflict, manipulation, and the breakdown of social structures. Imagine the stock market if people could just will stocks to go up and down at any time. Individual harm and psychological damage could overwhelm those who are not prepared for the immense power of the tablets, leading to mental and emotional instability. It would be similar to putting too much electricity into a small device. The disruption of the natural order is perhaps the most frightening consequence. Unethical or misguided actions could have unforeseen consequences on the environment, the planet, and the very fabric of reality itself. Imagine someone trying to fix climate change with reality bending, but accidentally causing an even worse ecological disaster. What if these powers were used to end humanity? It could be devastating to the planet and to all of humanity. Think about it. How can humanity demonstrate its readiness for the Emerald Tablets? Cultivating global ethics, promoting peace and understanding, embracing sustainability and environmental stewardship, and expanding consciousness and spiritual awareness are all crucial steps. We must develop a shared sense of responsibility for the well-being of all beings in the planet, resolving conflicts through diplomacy, compassion, and a commitment to justice. We must protect the planet and its resources for future generations, seeking inner knowledge, cultivating ethical intention, and aligning with benevolent forces. Are we even close to achieving these goals? Imagine Ben, also from our previous examples, facing a moral dilemma. He discovers a hidden passage in the Emerald Tablets that reveals a technique for instantly ending world hunger, but the technique requires him to sacrifice his own personal ambitions and live a life of complete selflessness. His intentions are put to the test. Does he choose the path of personal gain, or does he embrace the sacrifice necessary to alleviate suffering on a global scale? His actions, and Claire's, will determine if the tablets will be revealed to the world. Here's the truth. The potential reasons for the Emerald Tablets to remain hidden emphasize the importance of ethical intention, responsibility, and global transformation. This hiddenness may not be an ending, but a pause, a chrysalis stage awaiting humanity's future emergence. The only way to ever see the tablets again is for humanity to prove itself, by transforming the Earth into an ethical and sustainable planet, promoting peace and understanding through diplomacy, compassion, and commitment to justice, and living by a global ethical code. Are we on the right track? But there's more. What if the rediscovery of the tablets requires not just collective action, but also individual transformation? Imagine a future where enough individuals have achieved a state of enlightenment, creating a critical mass of conscious energy that awakens the dormant power of the tablets. Could this happen within our lifetimes? Is Thoth waiting for humanity to reach a point of maturity where the power of the tablets will be a gift rather than a curse? Does this mean humanity is doomed to repeat its mistakes? Will Thoth return to guide us? Will we ever rediscover the tablets? Can we rise to meet the challenges, or will we fail? What if the disappearance of the Emerald Tablets is not an end, but an invitation, a challenge, and a promise of a brighter future awaiting our collective awakening? Does this mean that we must take personal responsibility? What if the traces of Thoth we find in history and esoteric traditions aren't genuine echoes of a great being, but cleverly constructed illusions designed to mislead or control humanity? What if, instead of being guided towards enlightenment, we are being subtly manipulated, our perceptions shaped by forces unseen? This question strikes at the heart of our search for truth, for it challenges the very foundations upon which our understanding of Thoth and the Emerald Tablets is built. Consider this. The image of Thoth, the all-knowing scribe, the benevolent guide, has been carefully cultivated over millennia. But what if this image is nothing more than a sophisticated construct, a mask concealing a more complex, perhaps even a darker reality? Are we so eager to embrace the promise of ancient wisdom that we fail to question its source, its motives, its ultimate agenda? The possibility exists that some sources might be deliberately distorted or fabricated. What if what has been passed down is nothing but a cosmic game of telephone? Discerning the true nature of Thoth requires a critical and discerning mind, a mind capable of separating fact from fiction, truth from deception. It demands that we move beyond blind faith and embrace a healthy skepticism, questioning everything, trusting nothing until it has been rigorously examined and validated by our own inner knowing. But perhaps, most importantly, it means accepting that the truth, when we finally find it, may not be what we expect or even what we want it to be? What if the truth is not pleasant? Let's deconstruct some of the most common myths and legends surrounding Thoth. Was Thoth truly omniscient, an all-knowing being who possessed a complete and unwavering understanding of the universe? Or did he, like all beings, possess limited knowledge that was later exaggerated and embellished by zealous followers? What if his wisdom may have been corrupted throughout time? The image of the all-knowing scribe may just be a false narrative. Consider the idea of Thoth as the benevolent guide, always acting in the best interests of humanity. But what if his motives were more complex, more self-serving? What if his actions, though seemingly beneficial, were driven by a hidden agenda, a desire for power or control that remained veiled beneath a veneer of altruism? What if his ethics do not align with modern times? What if his understanding of best interests clashes with ours? Or consider the claim that Thoth lived for millennia, an immortal being who transcended the limitations of mortality. Is there any concrete evidence to support this claim, or is it simply a symbolic representation of his enduring wisdom, a way of conveying the timeless nature of his teachings? The potential sources of these distortions are numerous and varied. Misinterpretations of ancient texts, errors in translation, cultural biases, and even deliberate alterations of the original meaning could all contribute to a skewed and inaccurate picture of Thoth. Consider, too, the agendas of powerful individuals or groups who may have sought to use the image of Thoth to promote their own beliefs, their own agendas. The tendency to romanticize or idealize the past, to create mythical figures who embody our hopes and desires, can also lead to distortions and embellishments. Perhaps some of these people, though, are coming from a place of love. Imagine a hypothetical passage from the Emerald Tablets that warns against the dangers of blindly accepting information, urging seekers to rely on their own inner knowing and direct experience to discern the truth. Beware the false prophets, the passage might read, who offer easy answers and promises of salvation. For the path to enlightenment is not paved with blind faith, but with rigorous questioning and unwavering self-reliance. Imagine another passage that speaks of the ethical responsibility that comes with knowledge, stating that to possess wisdom is to be bound by a sacred duty to use it for the benefit of all beings, not for personal gain or the exercise of power. Is humanity as a whole ready to handle this responsibility? But here's the ultimate question. If the story of Thoth is just a story, a collection of myths and legends woven together over millennia, what wisdom can we still take from it? Can a false guide still lead us to the truth? Even if the image of Thoth has been distorted and embellished, can we still find valuable insights and lessons within his teachings? And what if the deconstruction of the false narrative is the real test? So, how can we develop the ability to discern truth from falsehood when it comes to Thoth and the Emerald Tablets? It begins with critical thinking, analyzing information with a skeptical yet open mind, questioning assumptions, and seeking evidence to support claims. It requires intuitive guidance, paying attention to your inner feelings and gut instincts, trusting your own sense of what resonates with truth. It demands ethical alignment, evaluating information based on whether it promotes compassion, integrity, and the well-being of all beings. And it necessitates direct experience, engaging in practices that allow you to directly experience the truths for yourself, such as meditation, mindfulness, and connection with nature. There are practical exercises we can use to sharpen our discernment skills. Research multiple sources of information and compare different perspectives, identifying potential biases or agendas in the information you are receiving. Ask yourself critical questions about the information. Does it feel true? Does it align with my values? Does it promote well-being? Trust your inner guidance and be willing to question even your most cherished beliefs. But don't forget that this is a cosmic test. It's also important to cultivate humility and a willingness to admit when you are wrong, recognizing that the path to truth is a continuous journey of learning and unlearning. This isn't about blindly believing one thing or another. It's about understanding the nature of belief itself and how it shapes our reality. It's about developing the ability to hold multiple perspectives simultaneously, recognizing that truth is often multifaceted and nuanced. It's about understanding the nature of belief and how it shapes our reality. Imagine Ben, Claire, and Sarah disagreeing about the validity of a specific teaching from the Emerald Tablets. Ben, driven by logic, demands scientific proof. Claire, guided by her intuition, feels a deep resonance with the teaching. Sarah, concerned with ethics, questions whether the teaching could be used to harm others. They research multiple sources, identify potential biases, and ask themselves critical questions. They trust their inner guidance, but they also remain open to the possibility that they might be wrong. Through respectful dialogue and a willingness to consider different perspectives, they eventually come to a consensus, finding a deeper understanding of the teaching that incorporates logic, intuition, and ethical considerations. This process strengthens them as individuals and as a group, reminding them that they are not alone on their journey. In a world filled with conflicting information and deceptive illusions, will you choose to shape your destiny with truth, or will you allow yourself to be guided by falsehoods? The choice is yours, and the consequences of that choice will ripple outwards, shaping not only your own life but the destiny of humanity as a whole. How will we respond? What choices will we make? The future of humanity depends on our ability to discern truth from falsehood and make conscious choices that align with our highest potential. And it depends on your ability to make the right choice. This journey of discernment is not easy, but it is essential. Only by embracing critical thinking, intuitive guidance, and ethical alignment can we hope to navigate the complexities of our world and create a future worthy of our highest aspirations. In our final section, we will explore the potential for a future where humanity has awakened to the truth, embraced its full potential, and created a truly golden age. What if the greatest power of the Emerald Tablets lies not in their specific teachings, but in their ability to inspire us to seek the truth, embrace our inner wisdom, and create a better world? Will we prove ourselves, or will we fail? Will Thoth return to guide us? Will we ever rediscover the tablets? Can we rise to meet the challenges, or will we succumb to the illusions that surround us? The answer, perhaps, lies not in waiting for external forces to intervene, but in cultivating our own inner wisdom and taking responsibility for the future we wish to create. What if it all depends on the choices we make, starting right now? What will you choose? And so, after navigating the depths of the Emerald Tablets and their hidden wisdom, what have we truly uncovered? And more importantly, what does it mean for you, standing at the threshold of a reality you now understand you can shape? Our journey has revealed reality as a mental construct, molded by the power of vibration and intention, influenced by forces both seen and unseen. We've explored the shadows within, recognizing that true mastery requires confronting and integrating these hidden aspects of ourselves. The key is that ethical intention is vital. We've seen how the law of correspondence elegantly connects the microcosm and macrocosm, revealing the potential to tap into higher dimensions and perhaps even connect with benevolent forces like Thoth. Remember, as above, so below. The exploration into Thoth's identity and the reasons behind the suppression of this ancient knowledge has shown us that, ultimately, the truest source of wisdom resides within each of us. The Emerald Tablets, then, are not a mere collection of ancient writings, but a map guiding us toward that inner understanding. It all comes down to reconnecting to Earth's grid point. So what? What does all this mean? This empowers you to change your life. But this individual journey is not separate from the collective. It is intrinsically linked to a larger transformation, a movement towards a new golden age, inspired by the enduring legacy of Thoth. As you begin to consciously bend reality, remember the profound ethical implications. The power to shape your world comes with an equally significant responsibility to act with compassion, integrity, and a deep concern for the well-being of all. This is not merely a self-serving pursuit, but a contribution to the greater good. Ethical behavior unlocks the deeper truths. Remember, this exploration of the Emerald Tablets is not an ending, but a vibrant beginning. It is an invitation to delve deeper into the mysteries of existence, to question everything, and to seek your own direct experience of truth. So how do you continue to find the knowledge hidden within these ancient tablets? It starts with an open mind, a willingness to challenge your assumptions, and a commitment to living in alignment with the principles we've discussed. The power to change your reality, to contribute to a more harmonious world, resides within you, waiting to be awakened. Embrace this power. Address any lingering doubts or fears, any whispers of skepticism that may still linger in the back of your mind. Know that you are not alone on this path. Many others are also awakening, questioning, and seeking a deeper understanding of themselves and the universe. Validate your own experiences. Trust your intuition. Embrace the journey, knowing that every step you take, no matter how small, is contributing to a larger shift in consciousness. Remember that opening theme: you can bend reality to your will. What might the future hold if more and more individuals awaken to these truths? What impact could it have on our world? Imagine a world where humanity has fully embraced its potential, where compassion, creativity, and collaboration reign supreme. Imagine a world where the wisdom of the Emerald Tablets is not just a historical curiosity, but a living guide for creating a more just and sustainable future. And what of Thoth? Will he return to guide us? Will we one day rediscover the physical tablets, unlocking even deeper levels of understanding? Perhaps, but remember this: we must prove ourselves ready to receive such wisdom, ready to take the next step. Join our community, a space where you can connect with fellow seekers, share your experiences, and support each other on this incredible journey. You'll find a link to join in the description below. Beyond that, I encourage you to apply the principles of the Emerald Tablets in your daily life. Continue to learn and grow. Make conscious choices. Contribute to a better world. What will you do with this newfound understanding? As we conclude this exploration of the Emerald Tablets, remember this: the power to shape your reality lies within you. Embrace your inner wisdom, act with compassion, and create a world worthy of our highest aspirations. Create your reality. Thank you for watching.